Darren from Old Dog Coaching, and what I want to do today is I want to put a little bit of the old back into the old dog. Look, as we get older, one of the things that we're going to have to deal with is a decrease in our skeletal muscle mass and a corresponding decrease in strength. Physical inactivity and aging is actually going to lead to a progressive increase of muscle atrophy, i.e. the muscle wasting. Now, if this isn't enough to deal with, we're going to see the greatest effect, this muscle atrophy, on our type II muscle fibers. Let's take a quick look at the neuromuscular system. In our body, we have three types of muscle fibers, but we're just going to focus on two today. So we have your type I slow twitch muscle fibers. Now, they're not going to be able to generate a lot of force, but they have the ability to withstand fatigue. Now, your type II muscle fibers, they can generate a lot of force, but they fatigue very quickly. One of the things that's going to happen to us is as we get older, is we're going to actually see a decrease in the amount of type II muscle fibers that we have, okay? So this term is called sarcopenia, and it's the atrophy of our type II muscle fibers. Now, well, why is this important? Well, for somebody like myself, I'm 41, and I've kind of got to fast forward into my 60s and in my 70s. Why could this be a problem? Well, the potential problem will be is that as we see a decrease in our type II muscle fibers, we're going to actually see a decrease in our mobility and a decrease in our motor skills. So I don't know about you, but when I get into my 60s and my 70s, I still want to have a lot of physical activity in my life and a lot of mobility. Okay, let's come back to the here and now. Now, I hear a lot of you are probably saying, okay, what can I do about it? Well, you can be very proactive about this. So like I said, we're going to see the greatest muscle atrophy in our type II muscle fibers. So how can we stimulate those? Well, high intensity training and with resistance training. If you're a little unsure of what to do with your resistance training, is come back to my website. I've got a free program that you can download, and it's a great start to get you going in the weight room. Look, I'm not asking you to trade in your surfboard, to trade in your tri-bike, or to trade in all the running miles. I'm saying that now, as older athletes, we need to step back and take a look at our training program. How can we optimize our training to get the most bang for our buck? Now, somebody out there is probably saying, okay, but how can this benefit me? Look, this is how it can benefit you. Let's think of our surfing, okay? That ability to pop up on our board. Okay, where do you think that's coming from? That is not coming from your type I muscle fibers. That's coming from your type II. Triathletes, runners. How many times do you go to the track and do you bang out a session of 400 repeats? Where do you think you're generating the force from that? Is that type I or type II muscle fibers? Okay, so these muscle fibers, the type II, are very important because they contribute to our body's ability to generate a lot of force and a lot of strength. Take a step back just for 1 minute. We have a decrease in our muscle mass. What's that doing with our hormones, okay? What's happening with our testosterone levels, with our growth hormone levels? What's happening with our IGF-1? Okay, these are all important considerations to take into account when we're looking at how do we optimize our training. Once again, I'm not saying trade in one sport from the other. What I'm saying is it's time we take a step back and look at how we can optimize our training. Look, for more information, I've written a full detailed article about what we can do to help avoid this atrophy as we age, okay? So once again, as we get older, we're going to have to deal with a decrease in our muscle mass and a corresponding decrease in strength. How are you going to deal with this? Are you going to take a proactive approach to this, or are you just going to kind of sit back and relax and see what happens? I don't know about you, but for myself, as I get older, I want to maintain this mobility and the same level of physical activity that I have going into my 60s and my 70s. This is Darren from Old Dog Coaching. Cheers. Thanks so much, and have a great day.